India, a country of contrast. On one hand, its huge strides in industry and information technology has increased India's weight in global economy. On the other hand, a small minority of people in big cities has benefited from the information revolution, but almost two-thirds of Indian population still lives in rural area. The lives of over 650 million people in rural India have hardly improved. And at the receiving end are the women. Women plays a significant and crucial role in agricultural development and allied fields including the main crop production, livestock production, horticulture, post-harvest operations, agri-social forestry, etc. However, they are still not recognized as farmers. In the current scenario, this has further aggravated as men migrated in search of work, and the entire responsibility of farming has again fallen on women's shoulder. In India, more than 90% of country's poor women work in the informal sector without social benefits or economic security. However, they constitute 60% of the national income, contribute over 54% to the national savings and over 40% of national exports. Seva, an organization of the and for the poor self-employed women workers of unorganized sector, took up the challenge of freeing these women from the bonds of poverty and achieve economic self-reliance. We at Seva call it the second freedom. As Seva believes, poverty is also a form of violence. It snatches away the freedom of choice and makes women vulnerable.
We very much are inspired by Gandhian philosophy. We follow truth, non-violence, which is very important, and the very challenging, which still we have to achieve under the Gandhian philosophy, is that we all in India have achieved the political freedom, but we have still not achieved the economic freedom.
More than two-thirds of Seva's members came from agricultural sector, and they face several problems related to income security, social security and job security. A small and marginal farmer needs market information, linkages and access. He or she also is required to develop bargaining power to get a fair price. Currently, he or she is devoid of all these. As a result, a small and marginal farmer in India remains hungry. Since its founding in 1972 by Elaf Bhatt, the winner of Right Livelihood Award, Seva has established unions of independent women workers from home-based workers to street hawkers and cooperative ventures, from a fully chartered bank to network of village resource center that have successfully increased economic security through social insurance scheme and provided extensive social services including literacy, life skill and vocational training. Seva initiated economic activities by equipping poor to fight poverty by facilitating them in their own trades with inputs like access to financial services, skill building, access to tools and equipments and marketing of products. Today, over 1.5 million self-employed and economically marginalized women are members of Seva. The Seva experience has become recognized by many women groups and international organizations around the world. They looked at Seva as a successful model to learn from, compared with, and exchange experiences and lessons. and this time a delegation from African women from Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal and Cameroon spent a week in Gujarat learning about Seva experience. Supported by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, this exposure and exchange mission enabled the African women to learn about what made Seva particularly successful and to share with Indian sisters their own grassroots experiences in Africa. The issues of small farmers, including women, are common in both rural India and rural Africa. The struggle is the same, but the paths to find the solution have been many.
And by confronting the two experiences, the Africans and the Indians, the hope is to identify possibilities for improving and building the capacity of the African groups in the context of overall agricultural development and in strengthening the productive capacity of Africa, particularly in the area of staple food production, value chain development, and overall poverty alleviation and enabling a better food security.
To understand the ground reality and to interact with Seva members residing in rural areas, the African visitors were taken into the homes and work areas of Seva members and beneficiaries. With 4 decades of experience, Seva has grown from an organization into a movement and now into a banyan tree. As a trade union of self-employed women, Seva is at the core of several autonomous organizations run and managed by Seva members. These include cooperatives in construction, dairy, health, childcare, catering, etc. Seva members also run companies like Trade Facilitation Center in textile and clothing, Nirman in construction, agro-business Rudy, and renewable energy company called Green Livelihood. Seva is a decentralized organization. In most cases, it operates through established district federation. Each district is run by the Autonomous District Federation that covers farmers and other economic groups within the district. The district federation provides services and linkages between village level members and the private sector and government programs. Through these district associations, Seva help with water drinking provision, fairs, exhibitions, facilitate training, provision of credit and space for women to work in groups, new vocational skills, and learning improved agriculture techniques. At the grassroots level, there are self-help groups, village development groups, district groups by trade, and Seva district business and training centers. Second major goal of Seva is to ensure self-reliance for its member, both at household level and organization level.
And we very much believe to our experience of all these years that self-reliance could only be achieved if the women workers, though they are poor, though they are illiterate, but if they are the owner, user and manager of their own trade or own organizations. But we organize so that the women workers themselves are involved in raising their issues, planning the solution for that, planning the activities for that, implementing the activities and also monitoring. So they themselves are involved in everything. And we believe that creating assets in the name of women is the surest weapon of fighting poverty.
Self-reliance begins with the education of its member. Education is an important tool of livelihood. Seva also trains women through workshops, teaching skills, training, micro-business management, and banking self-reliance also requires that the community must know their rights in order to secure them, govern their enterprises and assure their future.
The program started like this, one letter came in the urban area, in the slum area, and they were not able to read the letter. So they were waiting for Seva girls who was working in that slum area, that girl will come and then we will show you, please read letter to us. So they have to wait for 24 hours so that somebody can come and read letter for them. All the members of our Seva, they told, okay, we want to know how to read and write. So please, you, along with all this program, you teach us how to read and write.
Seva has her own academy to provide training and education to its members and build the cadre of leaders. The Seva Academy offers many services to its members, including literacy program, communication and video production. The Academy also carries training for future trainers. In rural areas, District Association take care of training the teachers and run the literacy program. Through Seva Managerni School, SMS, a branch of Seva that serves as a managerial capacity building institution, facilitating economic self-sustainability by developing a cadre of grassroots managers. Seva is aiming at making members as owners and managers of their own trade. In this era of globalization, the mainstream market has grown larger and more competitive. Therefore, in order to be successful and keep up with the global market, SMS teaches the rural members to streamline their processes and gain management related insights so that they can complete using their own products and services. SMS charges token fees from its member. Self-reliance means access to financial services. The Seva Bank is unique in the world as it was established from women's contribution by the women who also runs it and are its decision maker. Seva Bank is the first step into market facilitation and road to economic empowerment. Seva Bank is not just a financial institute, it is very active in socio-economic development of members by understanding their issues, addressing them, offering financial management training and sensitizing them for their better management of their lives. After taking care of training and financial side, Seva help with the trade, the craft or market facilitation, all of which are equally important for women to attain economic independence. This integrated approach is illustrated by many of Seva's trade companies. Seva Textile and Clothing Company, the trade facilitation center, was established to mold the women's traditional crafts to make their work commercially viable and sustainable, enabling the women to support their families with livelihood security. To make them competitive, the artisans are trained on quality standards, fair trades, management, etc. STFC played a pivotal role in arming them with proper tools, facilities and modern material to make the good product. Seva's integrated approach to development starts at the local community level, follows practical categorization of problems and seek local solution first before going up the channel. Seva works as a pressure group when some work has to be implemented through government agency.
We do